Hello, good evening, everyone. Hi, I am Arohi Tyagi, Associate Dean here at AAFT Online. And I, on behalf of the entire AAFT Online fraternity, welcome you all to this extensive webinar on makeuppreneurship, wherein you will learn how to build your own brand in the beauty industry. And what could be more exciting than to have with us today Miss Anjum Bhardwaj? With over 20 years of experience in the beauty industry, Anjum's work has been featured in publications like Hello, Vogue, and India Today Women. She represented Lotus Herbals on MTV India's Next Top Model Season 2 and was a panelist at the Salon Management Congress 2019. Anjum has conducted numerous styling and makeup workshops at the United Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. Her portfolio spans television, theatre, editorials, fashion shows, bridal events, and advertising. She has served as course leader of fashion media makeup at the Pearl Academy and worked with brands like MAC, Lotus Herbals, and Color Bar as lead of training. And without further ado, let me welcome Anjum here. Hi, Anjum. It's a pleasure to have with you with us today.
Hi, thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, suddenly now with the introduction that you're giving and talking about all the work that I've done, I seems, yes, I've done quite a bit. And I think still a long way to go. So thank you so much to everyone who's here and given us your time and you're here. And I'm so glad because this profession I have seen over the last 10 years, between 10 years, um, the way this has gone, to another level. And today we are doing a workshop on makeuppreneurship. I think I'm absolutely proud because I have been a teacher myself, and seeing the way the seriousness of this profession everyone's taken. So it's fantastic. So thank you so much to the entire team of here and giving me this opportunity at AAFT. So I think let's start. And we have
Absolutely,
Aruhi
Anjum.
here.
Just a minute, just a quick, information to the learners. So I'm sure you're going to benefit a lot from this, webinar. In case you have any questions, any query, you're most welcome to put in your questions. You can see a Q&A box right below on your screens. Please put in your questions there. And as we move ahead, we'll be taking them up. All yours, Anjum.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, so while I see a lot of participants here, and now I need this. Okay, so yes, as Aruhi said, that any kind of questions that you have, please go ahead, put it in the chat box, and the flow would be that I will take you through, how you can really build your career, how to really start from, because today a lot of us are makeup artists, but where do we start from? Because the competition is a lot. So, and towards the end, I'm going to take questions, right? And we do the question and answer there. So yeah, so thank you everyone for giving your time, and a lot of people are here. So I think from different areas. So warm welcome. Well, warm literally from us because we are in Delhi, so it's pretty warm here. Anyway, so let's start. If we could just move on to the next slide. Yeah, so I'll just give briefly. I think Aruhi has spoken a lot about what I've done, but there is a little, something that I have not, which has not been mentioned, is what I'd like to start my story here with. So how did I get into today? You guys are lucky that you all have so much awareness and there is social media and everyone knows this is like a full-fledged career option. I started in 99 and there was really nothing then. And I remember, I wanted to be a makeup artist when I was growing up. And, I told my dad, he was from the army, and he said, well, what is this profession? You know, continue with what you want to do. And what I would say is that I was a painter. I used to paint. And how I put artistry is makeup artistry is again painting, because now someone's face becomes your canvas. So for me, this is what makeup artistry means. And anyway, so like usual, I succumbed to the pressure by parents and I started doing, my graduation, I did my BCom, I did my I did my BEd and so on and so forth. I got into corporates. I didn't like it, and but I carried on. But my heart was somewhere else, and finally I did, you know, take the step. It was a big step at the age of 29, and I moved into this line, and learned, and I joined a professional course in makeup artistry. I used to do makeup, but I felt that doing a course is very important because you have to learn the nuances of makeup. And then from there, I moved on. I did a course. I studied with young children of who were 18, and I was 29. It was very difficult for me. Everybody was questioning, what am I trying to do? But well, I did. And I did pursue my passion, which is makeup artistry. And um, I started with small jobs. Like I used to work. I started with the news channel. I was with India Today Group, and at the green room I used to just puff the sweat of the makeup anchors, as the news anchors. And then from there to selling products at a counter, to being doing backstage work with some renowned makeup artists, and I just had to clean their brushes and stand there and get to see what they do. From there to where I am here today, I'm with you, all of you, and with Aruhi. Just, I mean, it was like a flashback of all that she brought up, that all that I have achieved and done. And I think I still have a long way to go. Anyway, so this little thing I shared, why? Because I hope my little story here can inspire all of you that it's never too late in life, number one, and follow your passion, follow what you are, what makes you happy. Till today, I'm 45, and I'm happy every day, and I have a big smile on my face when I see my makeup, my brushes, my kit, and I'm all out, doing work. So this is a little about me. And moving on, we can move to the next slide. So uh, yeah, I think I'm seeing a lot of participants. Do we have people from Bombay, Delhi, anyone? Please do keep letting us know. Aruhi is making note of whatever you guys want to learn, know. So that's about it. Okay. So now, if you all can see my screen here. Okay, we have someone from Bombay. Hello. Okay, let's see. What you see right now on your screen is some bit of my work. I didn't know where to select from. There's a lot of work that I've done over 20 years. But what you see is a bit of editorial work, uh, which is here. I did briefly work for television also. I did a show on MTV, which I represented a brand there. There's a little picture on the extreme side, the bottom corner right side. If you guys can see, there is a little, I don't know if you remember this character, which is Mad Hatter from, Alice in Wonderland. That's a little, I'm also trained into prosthetics and special effects. So this is a part of a project that I had done. Next slide, please. Okay, I'll try to be a little louder. Yeah. And what you see here in the next slide is some bit of bridal weddings, some more of photo shoots that I have done. Now, if we could move on to the next slide. So this is correct. Now, what the reason for sharing my work here was to tell you that sky is the limit as far as the scope of work is concerned. Okay, what do you? So I think the biggest question right now is everybody wants to be a makeup artist. Everyone is becoming a makeup artist, but what do I do? Right? And how do we start with? So what do I do is the first question we have to address to, because you have to know the scope. Because I mean, since I'm into the training and teaching profession for a long time, and I just feel that all of us just focus on one aspect, where I see most of us are drawn towards is just the weddings and the bridal segment of this of artistry, where I feel this is just very tiny. I think the scope is a lot. I know the money in bridal is fantastic, but then that's also seasonal. What do you do otherwise? And I think what works for an artist, see, the question is, one thing we have to understand, if you segment yourself in one aspect of makeup artistry, I feel it takes years and years of experience to segment yourself. Currently, when you are starting, you should really be a versatile artist, means you should be knowing everything. And then it takes time, it takes a lot of experience to get into some kind of specialization. So if I briefly take you through the scope of work, so then definitely what you could do once you you become a makeup artist, is you could get into bridals and weddings. So this is, doing makeup for the bride, the relatives, and so on and so forth, bigger events. You could form an events team, and a lot of event management companies are looking for, they have vendors listed, so you could have makeup team who works, so you have makeup and hair, the whole team who can be doing weddings. Then you have fashion and editorial. Now, fashion and editorial, what is fashion and editorial is what you see in print media. So you have magazines, you could work for that. You have e-commerce, all that, everything is online today. We are also sitting here online. The platform, the life approach is very, very different. Yes, so we have something which is an editorial aspect. I think someone has just asked a question. I'll address to that also. We're coming to that. The next is theater. Theater, what includes is when you see, stage shows, plays which are happening. Theater could be character makeup. Theater could be, prosthetics and special effects, all of that. Or, you see dancers, you have any kind of shows which are going on. So that is theater. You have events, fashion shows. You could be a part of backstage team. You could be doing makeup there. You could get into training and teaching. Now, this is something a lot of people are not aware of, but you have so many makeup brands today in the country, and all the makeup brands and the people who are working, who are all the beauty advisors that you see, like you want to walk into a Lakme store, or a, you walk into Kalaba, you walk into Mac, all these people, beauty advisors as they are called, they all are trained makeup artists. Okay, so you could be actually leading into trainings. Then you could get into salon, which is, I think, everyone's big question is, how do I start my own business, which is a salon business, which I will get into after this. So what I'm doing right now is briefly telling all of you guys what all you can do, because before actually enrolling or for a course you are not aware of, or you probably follow a few and you just feel this is what you will end up doing, well, you don't know what all you can do in this. Influencer, I think social market is a social media, sorry, is a very, very huge subject. And you could really be an influencer, and today influencers are making a lot of money. So then if you think that is just the wedding segment, trust me, online is a major business and money, which is fantastic. You could get into films and television. Anyone who's on screen, whether it's television, you've seen OTTs become so huge. Anywhere, everywhere, makeup is needed and required. So, films and television is something which could be interesting for you. You could get into product development. Now, product development is a little less aware people are, but there is also a team. Of course, you need to be a cosmetologist, but I'm not a cosmetologist, but the experience I've had have also been a part of product development. So I have designed makeup, categories of makeup which are the seasonal makeup, which is what is in trend. Like, for example, you go in winter time or during the wedding season, you go to different brands, right? And you see certain kind of products, like when it's wedding, so it's a lot of glitter, shimmer, those kind of products are coming in. Sometimes you have a lot of, eyeliners of different colors which are there in the market. So who sets these trends, right? Is something called trend setting, which I have been a part of. And then we brands consult us to know what is to be launched in the market. So there's some bit of study which goes in. You understand the international market, and you get into that. And lastly, you could also be looking at content writing and articles and blogs, which of course I like myself. And so you could write about makeup, you could give tips about makeup, you have DIYs and so many kind of things. And I think all of us even if you buy one product, first thing is you just Google how to use this. So who writes that is what a beauty writer could also do. So this is all about the scope, and I think the scope is huge. So a shout out to all of you who are interested to make this a career. It's the opportunities are huge and immense, and I wish we knew about so much at our times. But yes, things have really evolved over so many years. Now, I think is now that we understand, so what is the scope? Now we want to know, and I think you guys are also asking questions, is how. So let's move on to the next one, and which brings us to the main, uh, point of this entire webinar is the main word which has been used is makeuppreneurship, which is fantastic for me to hear that this is something a beautiful term which has been come. I think I've heard it from AAFT guys, and it's fantastic. So really now let's know, how do you build your brand? So first and the most important thing is you have to be professionally trained and qualified. That's the first step. Now, I'm sure some of you might have, may feel that, we know there are so many makeup artists who haven't, they've just learned on the floor or on the job, or we watch YouTubes and so on. And, you think you can become a makeup artist. I'm sorry to say no. Gone are those days where you were given the opportunity ki aap kaam kar rahe hai and you can, learn. It doesn't work like that. The market is so competitive today that you have to, you have to be right there. And in terms of professional training, what I mean is that all the things that you saw, which is what we were talking about, the scope of work, which is what all you can do, whether it's television, whether it's theater, whether it's bridal, all of this requires a special skill set, and you have to know it. You cannot, if you think that you can learn, you can just do bridal makeup and that kind of makeup will work for editorial, it does not. Okay. If you think you can do editorial makeup but and you can do television and theater, television and movies, sorry, all the skill set, and there are certain technical things that you have to learn about each of them. So the first thing is you need to be professionally trained and certified. I'd like to bring this to your notice also that I think the talks in the Beauty Council are also going ahead that eventually what happens abroad is you have a license, and you can, once you do a course, you procure your certificate, you get a license to work as an artist. And I think very soon these kind of things are also going to start in India. So the self learning, can evolve so on, once you do, and because it's a skill of hand. See, what is makeup artistry? Like, for example, I give you an example of a singer. Now, a singer has to do, even a Sonu Nigam for that matter, has to do riyaz every day. And that's when this, his vocal cords exercise and he can sing. Similarly for us, if you think you can see one video and you think you're done, it doesn't work. This is a skill of hand and these have to move. The more these hands move, the more you render makeup on someone's face, and the more the finish will come. So this also is, and I also feel that you have to keep updating yourself. Like, I call this, I always mention, I refer this to something like medical, like how doctors have to keep studying, and not, and they have to know what is new, what's coming up in the market, like market in terms of medical things, what is um, the new medicine techniques and so on. Similarly is for us, we need to know what is the new techniques which have come into the market, what is the new makeup products which have come into market, how to use it, different skin tones, textures. So you have to keep studying. I'm studying like all the time, so this is something which keeps you on the edge. So for that, to understand all of this, professional certification training, very important. So that's step one. Second step is how to become, or where to take your business, is identification and decision of your makeup vertical, which means something like what I showed you is what you really want to, after you complete your course, decide in which is a stream which kind of interests you. As I mentioned earlier, yes, would you like to be a versatile artist? Fantastic, right? But if you think there are certain things which you feel, get give you more interest, like say a lot of people, just for example, someone just wants to set up a beauty salon, right? So that's when you decided that I want to start my own business, or I want to start my own makeup studio. So that's where you push your energy into understanding how to set up that kind of business, right? Or So this is, which is, once you've understood, you've done your course, which covers everything. Second, you've kind of understood why have you joined the course, right? That's the question number two, is why have you joined? What do you want to do after that? Okay. Next thing is, which is the most important, is building your portfolio. Okay. Um, this is, see, now life is so easy with all the filters that we have. I also have a filter, by the way, on myself. I have wrinkles right now. I'm 45, so I've also got a filter on. But question is, portfolio is very, very important. And what is portfolio? Portfolio is some fantastic collection of work. I'm not talking about volume. I'm talking about good quality work. Very important. So a portfolio would include, like, let's say, for example, for an artist, you should have pictures of your work. um, and ideally, if we don't have them airbrushed, or because, see, I'll tell you what, in print, editing can happen, but in real, which is your weddings, sorry, you can't edit. Okay, so you have to, I would say, which is taking me to the next, which is brand building, is we like, I'll tell you, once you start working in the industry, you'll come to know that why is it that certain photographers like to work with me. Because what they have found out in my work is, which I'm very proud of, is when I do any kind of work, which is especially print, in editorial work, they have the photographers have the least amount of post production to do. What is post production? Is correcting my makeup. What's the point of hiring a makeup if the production team has to sit and correct and edit, right? So this is something that I've built, and that's my USP, which is the next point we'll come to. So now, going back to building a portfolio. So portfolio building, how do we do it? Number one, collaborations. See, there is, the platform is so huge today. Everybody's on Instagram. I'm also trying to still figure out Instagram, because, but you guys are born in that age. So you look at collaborations, wherever people, even any homegrown brands, right? They are clothing. There's so much everyone's selling on Instagram. Just collaborate with people and say, you know what, give me credit, give me, mention my name, tag me, and so on and so on. I mean, social media is something I don't really want to cover because that's a huge topic by itself, but I'm just giving you little ideas. So this is the way where, you can sort of build and network. You could also do photo shoots. Now, how do you do photo shoots? Because money is one aspect. I'll be very honest with you. Even I, when I did retail, when I was selling products, there was a reason why I was selling products, is because I used to keep money from my salary. I used to work for Mac, and I was keeping it to buy makeup products. And second, build a kit. Okay. I mean, luckily you guys get a kit in this course. We never got all those kind of things. These people are doing fantastic. So I used to save money for that. um, I used to save money for a photo shoot. So money is an aspect, I understand. If you have it, fantastic. Otherwise, these are the little jobs that I did, and I saved up all the money, and I hired a professional photographer, and I did a photo shoot where I showed myself in terms of, I did some beauty shots, I did some editorial work, I did some bridal, and all of that, put it on a platform. I had good about 10 odd pictures with me of different kind of work, and that's where we started. At my time, unfortunately, there was no Instagram. I would have started from there, but what I did is I built a website. So but I think you have other platforms today. I feel you could build Instagram and then move on to the website. I think this is what is happening these days, but yeah, that's what is important. um What else you can do? So now the other thing is, if let's say for example, you have, since you are also, once you complete a course, you get professional training, do not expect that your phone will start ringing and the second day you get hired. It doesn't work like that. It's a very, 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 very competitive market. So get in touch with young photographers who are also graduating. Get in touch with models who just want to become models. All of you collaborate, because everybody needs picture, everybody needs a portfolio. Photographer needs a portfolio, model needs a portfolio, your photographers, makeup artists, everybody needs a portfolio. So get in touch initially, do a collab shoot. Nobody pays anybody, just you can sort of, you hire a studio, whatever, do a shoot together, everybody gets credit for it, and that's how you can sort of build, and all of you get work. So this is another way of building your portfolio. If you get opportunities to intern, please do that. I have stood in backstage with big, big makeup artists just holding their makeup brushes. Okay. And I felt there was nothing being small in that. I was learning because I was trying to see how they're working, what the speed. Backstage is team. It's lot, everyone's not cut for, fashion shows. It's a lot of high energy. It gives you such an adrenaline rush, and everyone's not for it, but it's nuts the way if you have to work there. I did that. My and you know I learned so much. Whether it was television, I somehow got into it. And what I did is I just puffed the sweat out of the news anchors. That's the only thing I did. But I would just stand there and see the other makeup artists. What are they doing? Because television tricks are very different. It really goes into sculpting the face and so on. So this is the way, if you get chances, you have to push yourself. Please have patience. Nothing happens overnight. One viral reel and you become huge. It really doesn't work like that. Because trust me, the success which goes jump like that, anything which goes viral is not sustainable. You have to be someone who has to sustain yourself through. So you have to start from here and gradually go up there and be there. Okay. And that is what is important. And in this line, it's experience. Okay. So have patience, and no job is small job. Whether showing somebody a red lipstick, it never made me small. In fact, what I did is I was to enjoy. I used to, when I was doing a counter job, I actually used to keep putting makeup for free on people. Why? Because I'm getting to learn. What I do in my studio, or what I learn, to what I do in the industry is very different. Every day, if I could give 3 to 4 women a makeover standing on company ka product, it's their expense. They don't stop me. I'm doing get finished in my makeup. I would experience different skin tones, texture, different age category, and I got to learn so much. So I actually used the company, to actually build myself and make my work better and better. So this is another way. Next is networking. Networking would be like, how do you network? Okay, yeah, okay, I don't know everybody, or I'm not moving in page 3. So what do you mean by networking? Networking is so simple. At home, you know, your brother's girlfriend, you know, your mom, her friends, they are going for kitties, offer makeup, give makeovers to everyone. And this is how you start networking. So then somebody likes, let's say, your makeup, and that's what they say, oh, Anjum, I had got, she did makeup for my someone's birthday party and I really liked it, and why didn't you try her? And this is how your networking works. Okay. So initially, these are the ways you can start. And this, all of this, what I'm talking about is called building your portfolio. All of this comes under building your portfolio. So portfolio is just not having pictures, but all of this. Once you have good amount of work, I would say, let's say about 5 to 10 pictures is a great time to actually go on Instagram or try different platforms. Social media, I don't want to cover too much. YouTube, not too soon. YouTube is a very tough platform. It takes time. You need to build yourself. You need to build your brand to get there. Okay. So this is about building a portfolio. And now is brand building. Now, brand building is a very important aspect that I'm talking about, is because there are so many people and the market is so competitive. What is it that makes you different is what is important. Uh, for us, I think the advantage was when we people came into the industry, there were very few. So the job was easy. But today, there everybody is a makeup artist. You know, this has become so popular. So my question is, what is your USP? Is what you have to work on. Think of a different. Um, think of what makes you different. Now, what does that mean? For example, let's say you have a bridal assignment. Initially, let's say someone's given your reference, your work is good, they like it, and they hire you for wedding makeup. What do you do? Additional would be, you could maybe offer a service where you could just do the bride sister for free. You know, it's okay, doesn't matter. Or a little touch up for bride's mother. These are little things I'm telling you, which goes a long way. What else can you do in your brand building exercises? What is different about you? See, everyone, I think, more or less, once you get the technique of makeup right, everybody can do it. The service that you offer, how are you in your conduct with people, how hygienic is your kit, how nicely you keep your equipment, your material, everybody notice everything, what brands you're using, what products you're using, and how do you so for me, I would personally say is, people enjoyed my company while I was doing work for them, being very professional, but at the same time making people comfortable. Client consultation was very important for me. So I made an extra effort. I mean, it's not that I'm have to charge for everything, but even if someone's booking me, before that, I would meet them, make an effort, meet them, offer a coffee, um, you know, design their look, understand where they come from. I try to understand. I've studied a little more about fashion. Very important to know about fashion also, because it's always a whole look. So you need to understand the color of the dress, so and so, the mood. If you work with fashion designers also, you need to understand what's their collection, and then you design a look, and so on. So understanding of fashion and styling is so important. So I offer these services. I don't charge them for that. And this is what, see, question is, I have never, my approach is good work. Money was never my approach, but it follows. Follow good work, follow good service, and that's what really makes a difference. So this is for me, this is what worked for me. So USP is, what is your unique selling point, is what you need to understand. Okay. So this is about uh, building brand building, there are a lot of other aspects. And I'm very happy because I got a chance to go through the curriculum which is being offered in this college also, which is the School of Makeup here, which we are having this webinar for. And to my surprise, there's extensively a lot on marketing activities, which has also been covered, so which is fantastic, because it's very important to understand all that. Being creative is one side and knowing makeup is one side, but setting up your business is different. So you need to be an all-rounder. Okay, you have to understand all of it. And lastly, there is a point which I've written about launchpad, is how do you launch yourself, is which we've spoken over, is social media. And I think to start with social media is like Instagram, is vital, because today things have changed quite a lot. And I think the biggest of brands are just built on social media. You have Huda Beauty, I think, which is the biggest example. The lady started with, I really like to talk about her, because she was the one actually who started. And how she started with making her eyelashes and selling them online, to, getting into a whole product line. And today, madam gets about 8 lakh plus on one small little 20-second feed on Instagram that she gets. She became so huge, and I think she's the biggest example, and it all started all on social media, you know. So, but patience is the key. Nothing happens overnight. Okay. And this is something, it's a skill of practice. The more you practice, the better you get. And Yeah, this is about how you launch yourself. So more or less, if I sort of do a run through, is a you've I hope in this session you've understood, and I've been able to sort of give you a little guidance on what all you can do as a makeup artist. Okay. Then is how do you have to do it, is of course you have to have professional training. Very important today. I'm sorry, but just learning some videos on YouTube is not going to get you anywhere. You have to be professionally trained, because there are a lot of nuances and aspects which a certification allows you to learn. um, Decide what kind of work you'd like to do, work on that, build on that. How to, even if it's, for example, even if it's a small little salon business that you want to start with. Like, I would give an example. Like, a lot of people, there are, in my experience, a lot of people just go ahead and start with makeup studios, right? Now, did you do some kind of business analysis before you started? Right, we just put in all our money, take loan, start a studio. What is the level of work that you think you are going to be getting? Okay. So not everyone's getting makeup done every day, and there are a lot of operational costs which are into it. You have rentals, you have, maybe if it's your own place, you hire staff, lighting, etc. So many things. Have we done a calculation of that? So if starting a beauty salon slash a studio is more profitable, or it can make you break even, is better. Because salon means you have other services like hair and skin, and those kind of services which are happening on daily basis. I feel makeup is limited, right? So opening a salon business, you should do both the things and not just stick to a studio initially, till you of course become a big brand. You are a you are a Mickey contractor, then you can just open a studio, Mickey contractor studio. Or if you're a Namrata Soni, your name studio works. But it takes a lot of experience and years to get there. So initially you can start with a salon slash that's a studio, and work your way through. Small example I'm giving. And you know what is unique about your service is what is important. I think everyone can do makeup, but what is special about your makeup is what is important. How do you present yourself? Very important. You have to be so professional. Your overall look, if you're a makeup artist, does not mean that you have to have a lot of makeup on yourself, but how do you present yourself is very important, because you are selling yourself through yourself, which is your own appearance. Your work is there, but yes, how do you interact with your client? What client consultation, I think, is so important. And overall, this is how is you can start your business. Now, I think, Aruhi, I've pretty much covered about my experience and how do you sort of work towards it, how do you build your brand. And I think what we could do now is maybe open the floor to questions if someone has
Yeah,
specific questions,
sure.
and let's take it up. Yeah.
So we have questions coming in, like, so Radhika is asking that she lives in a small city like Gwalior, and she's saying that how can she start and grow in a small city like Gwalior, because she doesn't plan to move out of that city. If you can give her any tips
Okay.
on that.
Okay. That, I'm sorry, I didn't get the name.
Radhika.
Radhika. Hi, Radhika. Thank you so much for your question. And you know, first of all, I have to tell you something, Radhika. The scope of makeup artists in tier 2 and tier 3 cities is a lot more than what is in tier 1. So for your information, you are going to be in the industry in a smaller city. It's not small, so trust me. The fact that you are from Gwalior, you are sitting here talking about it, how do you start, says it all, because everyone is really aware because of, let's say, social media or internet or whatever, and the scope is a lot more. The hunger, I feel, I have had the most amount of good experience in smaller cities, and the hunger to, to know and to look good and so on is a lot more. So you're going to be doing good in your own city. Now is I am having an understanding that what Aruhi put me a question through is that how do you start? So I'm assuming that you're looking at probably being a makeup artist, doing freelance work, which is doing events. If I'm right, Aruhi?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay, okay. So, see, as I said, is first build your portfolio, and building your portfolio means get hold of your college friends, cousins. You don't have to hire models. It's okay. You know what? Today's time, what people are connecting to is real faces. वो वाला face chala gaya, that's gone. वो photoshopped and pretty and everything. That doesn't work. We like what is real. We like freckles showing. We like all that, right? So you give me girl next door. So speak to your friends, your cousins, do makeup for them, click pictures. Today, trust me, you don't even have to hire a photographer. Your phones have such amazing cameras, so you don't even need a DSLR. And make that. Best part, I would feel what connects the most on Instagram, which I feel is, if you want to go, you should obviously launch yourself. There is do these transition videos, what show what makeup can do, like a before and after, which I sometimes feel is a little rude, because you're trying to show someone is an ugly duckling, and then you just give them a makeover, but jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai. What I feel is, so you can do these kind of things and start in this way. Tell your friends, if there is a party, there is a birthday party or something like that, you will do the makeup for them. So this way you can start, build some work, get to know people, show your work, and then gradually, you can get sort of start pushing yourself through social media. So I think this is one way to start with. uh, and I hope I've been able to answer your question. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a very, very nice explanation. So, Sanya has asked two questions. I'll put them one by one because one is related to, the explanation which you just gave. That people nowadays, they've got unrealistic expectations in terms of, makeup, like having a photo or a print kind of makeup. So, how does, I think, one explain to them that, this is like a picture and this is like a reality?
Yeah. See, it's just I know this is such a tough thing, because when I'm like doing client consultation, someone give me a picture of Deepika Padukone and tells me, I want to look like her. I said, you have to be her to look like her. But you have to obviously, that's the whole point of not coming across rude, but at the same time explaining. See, of course, I think a lot of people also know that, everything is Photoshop. And in real, it looks different. And I think the best way of doing that is, again, which will be something different about you. Like a lot of people do something like trials. I really believe in that. Show a transition on a person. And what I do is, I again don't charge. I mean, charging, not charging is your idea, because I have confidence in my work. That if someone's showing me a photograph and saying, what, I want this airbrush finish, do your makeup. I like to actually do it on half of the face of a person, and I show the difference, right? Again, since I have confidence, I know that the work will come to me. So I think this is the way you can explain. But if, let's say, for example, someone's not wanting, to, or has the time, or they don't want to get makeup done on themselves and all that, but then you can say, well, we all know this is all edited, and the real makeup, it does not look like that, but there are products. Also understand, here is another thing, is to have the right product knowledge, because you do have products which can give you that airbrush kind of look, you know uh, provided the skin of the face, the skin of the customer is in such a way. So you have to explain these things but not be rude. And I think what is important here is, I would just feel outrightly bindas, give a makeover, and you have won the person there and then, and this means that you have confidence on your work. So pictures, honestly, even I feel pictures in today's time, it doesn't matter because everyone's using filters, and in fact, you meet filtered friends, and then you suddenly like, what happened? So I think this is the way to go. Yeah. Yes, Aruhi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was very well put, Anjum. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So the next question which she has put in is that what, according to you, would be like most essential things which are required to begin in the industry as a makeup artist?
Okay, so essential things in terms of.
She hasn't mentioned anything in particular, so maybe the
Okay.
essential items you could say anything which you think is like
Okay.
a
Yeah.
necessity.
Yeah. So I think first things first is essentials are number one is I think having a basic thing is your makeup kit in place. That's the first thing that you have must have the right products. One thing, please, I have to put it across. Please don't confuse when you are a professional artist. There is a separate thing between a professional artist kit and a retail. What you go to, or like you go to these shops, Sephora's and stuff like that. That's all retail. That's for consumer. Okay, for a professional makeup artist, a kit is separate. You don't carry all the products in the world. We have certain huge palettes with different array of colors and so on and so forth. Those are professional kits, and in fact, professional kits usually are not available at these retail stores. These are separate makeup. A lot of makeup brands are making products for the professionals. So that's one. Second, as I said, to launch yourself, you must have, I'm not saying you must have to have 100 pictures, but you must have about good 10 odd pictures to show to people to begin with. So I think this is how you can start as far as beginning with your makeup is concerned. Yeah, I hope that's answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, there are few questions coming in on, which are the institutes which offer makeup courses. If you could, just briefly talk about if, you need to do more courses or which courses would you want people to do so that, they can start their own makeuppreneurship thing.
Yeah, so A is, of course, you have to do a basic course. Uh, and a basic course is, usually the basic course is spread between 3 to 6 months, 4 months, 3 months. These are fantastic courses to go with, which are like, for example, even with AFT, I've gone across their curriculum, and they are covering quite a bit. In fact, everything cohesively put together for in 3 months, which is fantastic to start yourself with. I think what probably I'm trying to understand with the question is anything, let's say, for example, anything more than that, then the sky is the limit. You can keep studying. I studied till today. If you're interested in special effects and prosthetics, you can go to Canada, be in there and learn probably courses there and so on. But for now, if you think you want to be in India, work here, because I think the scope is a lot more here than abroad. uh, a basic course with bit of advanced techniques added, start with small, and then progress and go into an advanced course, and I think this is the best way to start with. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I would also, like to inform the learners that we at AAFT Online are offering a course in, certified course to become a makeup artist. And we have an extensive array of things that we are going to teach you here. As in, we are going to teach you about bridal makeup, film and TV makeup, runaway makeup, celebrity makeup, makeuppreneurship. Yes, of course, that is one of it, and art of hairstyling and how to become a beauty influencer. So all of this is covered in our certified course of a makeup artist. So any one of you who is interested, you can contact these numbers, and our team will come and get through to you. All right, Anjum. So let's continue with the more, questions because we have a lot of them coming in.
Yeah, please.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Tavishi says that I have just completed my course from some academy and I have got a bridal portfolio already in place. So now she wants to ask, what should I do? Should I invest in making my own kit first, or should I start investing in terms of, promoting myself? How do I do?
Sorry, Aruhi, is this a girl who's already done makeup? She's learned it from someone?
She's learned it. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And she has a bridal portfolio in place.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking she wants to get into the makeup, wedding makeup, where all the money is. So yeah, well, I think to begin with, since you have a good portfolio in place, is start marketing yourself. Instagram platform is so fantastic, which and it's helps you so much. Like you can select and make your ads, understand where do you want to work. You'd like to work in your locality, so that the Instagram tools helps you send your ads in your locality only, or you want to be in different cities, you want to be across India, and so on. So this is all handy. It helps you. You can go through the tutorials. You can in fact use a lot of tutorials which Instagram helps you sort of guidance, and you can start yourself and market yourself like that. But if I think the second part of the question was that getting yourself a kit, you before you actually start work, you have to have a professional kit. Let's say if you get bridal assignments, I mean, you have to have the right products in place. Bridal kit also means you need products which stay longer. So make sure you get those long lasting sprays, because wedding makeup has to last longer. So you get primers, you get under base, you get these things which sort of help you the makeup last longer. So I think these are few essential things, because I feel a bridal kit is a little different from the regular kit, because here you have certain additional products which going to make the makeup last longer, and so on. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
So, Geetika wants to ask you that what are the common challenges that you faced as a makeup artist, and how did you overcome them?
Well, the challenges are there even today. I think is what I feel is, which also, let me tell you, well, it also makes your life easy. See, if you look at it today, if people hire me, whether it's bridals or fashion shows and so on and so forth, I mean, everyone's very demanding, and I have a lot of work. Like, let's say, for example, I've done 400 plus brides throughout my 20 years. Yet, if I expect that I'm so and so, or I have built myself, I have become Anjum Bhardwaj, or whatever. That takes me anywhere, or I can throw my weight around or whatever. That doesn't work. The day I was what when I started myself day one to what I am today, I mean, my attitude hasn't changed. Nothing has got to my head. And if someone hires you, trust me, they think they have probably bought you. So I've had clients being nasty with me. They make you wait for long hours. uh, they don't like a few things. They just, because everyone knows so many things, they'll be finicky about smallest things. I don't like this lip shade. I don't like, I like my eyeliner this, while you're doing things, while even giving them trials. So these little things are there and will always be there. Or a photographer can tell you, what have you done, why is the hair here, there is patches on the skin, and so on, right? um, I still face it. It's fine, but you have to have patience. And At the end of the day, customer is the king. So it's okay. Everything comes with a pinch of salt. You cannot feel bad or cry. Wow, she was so rude to me, or things like that. It's okay. It's a part of it, and it's not just in my line. Everywhere, people are rude. So be it. It's okay. Do your work, smile, and move on. That's what I feel is the right
Right.
attitude. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all about the attitude which you have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So, we have another, I mean, we have many questions, in fact. So, okay, this is another one that what things actually Sania wants to know, what things are essential to be in a kit? Uh,
What are the
like you
essential
talked
things?
about a professional kit. What,
Yeah.
according to you, are like the essential things which should be there in that kit?
Yeah. Okay. So, see, before, it's like makeup artistry. Like, I mean, I have these weirdest examples when they put it across. It's like how you paint a wall, right? So you clean the wall and then you put the a putty, the primer on the wall, and then you put the paint, and then you want to make the makeup last long, and so on and so forth. There are so many things going on. So this is also like a wall or a canvas that you're painting, right? So you have to have essential is number one, a good skincare products, and you have to make sure these are good quality medicated products, because you're going to be dealing with different kind of skin types. uh, if you know your customer beforehand, that whom are you going to be working on, is always good to know their skin, so you can carry products as per their skin type. And I'm talking about things like a cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, and everything, right? So a good skincare is important. Prepping of the skin, this is called prepping of the skin. You must have good primers. Primers are going to make your canvas smooth. It's going to make your makeup look flawless. So this is a pre-base, which are other essentials that you require. Then of course you require foundations. There are different kinds of foundations. You need concealers, palettes of color correctors, and that's your essential, which is a base makeup. um, your set of powders, you need few sets of, then you come to the, so you've created the whole base now, right? Your canvas is ready. Then you come to the eyes, you need certain essentials like palettes for the eyes. So eyeshadows could have powder and cream base both. Very important, because you're going to be working in different season, different skin types. So your product type and texture will change. Mascara, kohl pencils, eyeliners. Of course, you have your, this is your entire eye range that you have. Keep set of false eyelashes. People love it. Uh, Pair of scissors, eyelash glue. If I'm getting into the details, so that's your eye aspect. Then, of course, you have your lip aspect. So different lip, lip products like lip liners, long-lasting lipsticks, lip gloss, and so on, and blusher and contouring. So this is which covers everything in terms of palettes. So I think these are the essentials, and the right makeup brush is very, very important. So you should have the right set of makeup brushes, professional brushes. Yeah. More questions, please.
Yeah. So also I would like to pitch in here that we at AAFT Online, we are going to provide you with a free makeup kit in case you tend to enroll with us today. So,
I
you
want
can
to
try
enroll.
with us.
I want to enroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because there were so many questions coming about kits, so I thought let me just put this in. All right.
That's very good, because you know what, if you guys are providing a kit, I mean, we didn't get all these kind of things, and I think professional kit picked up by professionals is a fantastic offer that you people have in your course. So yeah, I'm enrolling. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, I think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Okay, so a question by Nidhi, and she says that she's a freelance makeup artist. So she wants to ask, how should she market herself? Should she go in for an online marketing, or should she, go through content creation or offline marketing? I mean, what will get her more leads, offline or online?
See, Nidhi, see, from the question that you've asked, I'll put a question across to you, which is, I'll only answer that. That is simple. That when you search for something, right? Let's say you want to go to a restaurant, what do? Google, right? So that's what is life today all about, is Google. So then what you have to do is you have to be out there, you have to be on the online platform. So if you are already there, you're a makeup artist, you have to invest in Google ads, right? That's one platform. You have to be on Instagram. And if you think you can gradually get into YouTube, I think what kind of work is also what matters, is something like doing tutorials. I think people are really interested in, we see makeup, right? We see a still picture, we want to know how to do it. So if you could start with that, that shows your skill. So what you're showing will be your marketing. So I think this is the way you should sort of start to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, Anjum. And, we have many questions, but our counselors will get in touch with all of you to answer your queries. But just as we finish, Anjum, one last question to you, that what would be your one last advice to all the budding makeup artists who want to make their career in this beauty industry?
Well, I would just say that have patience, number one. And you will, I'm sure, eventually everybody gets the skill. You get the skill, right? But I think it's your attitude, it's who you are, which is going to take you to places. Sky is the limit today. I think when I was making the slide and writing about the scope, I was like, oh my god, like over these years the work is immense, so there's going to be work for everyone, right? But you don't want to be everybody, you want to be someone who is not everybody. So carve a way out for yourself, but these things come with time. So don't expect that you will do one TikTok and go viral and oh wow, you become something. You don't. Okay, you don't. So have patience and everything will fall into, you should love what you do. You see, even now when I'm talking to all of you, whereas I cannot see you, I'm still so talking about so passionately. And I think this is this passion that I have for my craft, which has got me where I am, and it has to get me still a long, long way to go. So I think this is what Aruhi I would like to end with, and I hope it's been informative for all the people who are here.
Thank you so much, Anjum. It was definitely a pleasure to have you here with us today. And I'm sure all the learners have got a great insight into how they can do their makeuppreneurship. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And thank you, Anjum. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.